I'm ratcheting up the challenge for myself. I want to see if I can make a bomber jacket. And for that I grabbed myself this fabric from the thrift store. It's slightly heavier. It feels like upholstery fabric. I once again start off with this basic body pattern that I created for myself. And the two sides are slightly different, so I have to make sure I have it on the right side. Why does it matter? Well, because my right sleeve is thinner than my left sleeve, because look at the difference. Right, left. Do your Googles, you'll figure out why, but that's the point. Now here's the thing, with because there's going to be a zipper down the front, I'm only going to do them half at a time. So, first up, I'm just going to simply trace it out. Down the middle. That is now going to come off. And so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add in a little extra for the neck. There needs to be more room, so I'm going to put in an extra half an inch around. And then I'm going to bring the sleeve down about 3/4 of an inch. So that way it gives it more room so my other clothes can fit underneath, you know. And then add 3/4 of an inch to the outside as well. Length, again, that I'll trim later. And then I'm going to add a half an inch on the inside here. Not quite as much, but that is because this is mainly just for my seam allowance, right? Boom. All right. And now I go ahead and I repeat this process for the other side. I'm not going to bore you with it. Next step, editing corn. You sure? So a little hasty there. Problem was that I hadn't brought the sleeves out 3/4 of an inch as well. And since I'm recutting these two front pieces, I also just gave myself a little bit more neck room. With this back panel, I am essentially doing same sort of dealios as the front, except that I am going to add a cowl, but that basically just means making a line right along here. Next up, the pockets, and so I'm going to use this scrap that I miscut earlier. All right, double that up because I need 2 pockets. And what good are these pockets if they don't have a lining, right? The exact same stuff that I used for my pillows in my last project. Aren't I just resourceful? All right, and a little bit of interfacing here. All right, now I'm ready to do a bit of sewing. But I'm hungry, so I'm going to have some lunch, and I'm going to let Entertainment Cornelius take over for a second. Leave it to me. Let's head off to the store that just keeps on delivering. I went to the thrift store because I wanted to find some literature. Oh, there were all sorts of options. Understanding my daughters, why men marry female canines. Then I happened upon this here gem. When this man turns, I don't know, let's say 60, he's lived a good life. Granddaddy, what did you do when you were young? Oh, I was a model. I was a model. Can we see some of your pictures? All right, fine. Well, There was this one time I modeled for Cosmopolitan Confessions. Okay, Granddad, we don't need to see anymore. No, but there's one other one you gotta see. This one's a little classier. Why do I get the sense that it's best he holds the baguette and not really show his real baguette for fear of disappointment? All right, back to work. Thanks, buddy. Okay, first up, I actually have to do a little bit of measuring here to see roughly where I want this pocket. So if I have my hand here like that, about there to there, right? Put some of this interfacing on the inside of the pocket. So that way it creates a bit more rigidity, a little more strength in there, and also prevents the fabric from fraying as much because it's glued onto something. There's a dot and there's a dot. And so I want this pocket here like this. Draw that out from there to there. Same thing on this one. All right. Up I go. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. Off to the sides as close as I can without trimming the actual thread. And the other way as well. Fold everything through. Look at that. While I'm here, I'm going to prep the front of the pocket. Just like that. And then fold this in half. I need to have a little moment of truth here. I've been lying to you. When I was measuring this, I was actually holding it up the wrong way. When I was ironing on the interfacing on the inside, I accidentally did it on the wrong side, and I had to peel it off. And then now, I've made this too small. I've been messing up a lot here. Not that you care, but I feel like I have to be honest to live my truth. All right, I'm going to make another one of these, and then boom, I got a new one. All right, and circle around. One final step, which is to close this baby up. The pocket is officially on. Yay! It's not going to win any awards, but it's all right. It's a learning experience. All right, entertainment corn. Why don't you take over again? I'm going to do the one on the pocket on the other side. All right, well then why don't we get into some worst dates ever. I went home with a guy I had been crushing on for 10 years. He had an accident in bed, left, and I woke up alone in his poop. Not at one point in the whole night did you smell it? I questioned your judgment. Over drinks, he asked me what my tax bracket was. I like this guy. He's a prudent man. He wants to know what he's getting himself into. Man after my own Devon tea. While we were hooking up in his car, he got a phone call from his mom. He picked it up while I was on top of him. Again, he clearly, it wasn't that great, because as a guy, what I could say is in the moment, trust me, the world could be burning outside and I would still be, but let's just finish. So, Lanny F, you know, again, I don't know, this one's a dice toss. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you stepping in. Look at that. Pockets are on. I now head to the back. So I'm attaching the cowl onto the back now. And if there's sergering, there's usually top stitching. And now the front and the back piece can go together. Or should I say, now the back piece and the two front panels can be stitched along the shoulder. This is my right sleeve hole, yeah. So first order of business here is to walk it out to measure the size of my new sleeve hole, since I made these ones larger than usual. All right, 18 inches. Now, I don't remember what I made this one at, so let me walk it out. Walk it out before I talk it out. Walk it out before I talk it out. There's a remix, Drake and Migos. Huh? So this is 16 and a half. 18 minus 16 and a half, that's 1.5. So I'm going to add 3/4 on either side. So there and there. And then basically I'm flattening out this curve ever so gently to meet and taper in that extra 3/4. And then same thing along the back here. I'm also going to gently taper to meet this additional 3/4. Pin and walk it out so it fits and sits in place, you know? You know? All right, on these sleeves go. Uh-oh, I have a fold in fabric here. Well, that's no good. All right, well, undo it. Okay, oh boy. I am at that stage of I am ready to quit. Enough jabber. Top stitch on the sleeves. The final seam for the day. The one running down the side of the sleeve and down the side of the actual coat itself. Woo, all right. Little top stitch along the edge here. This is where I'm going to leave it for today. Start to take shape. Entertainment corn, take us home. All right, well then leave it to me and let's finish this thing off with a bang. In search of the ultimate orgasm. Maybe her story will inspire you to discover the accessories that will change your life. Ah! Yes! I was 22 years old in a shower in Paris when I had my first orgasm. All right, continue. Before Blueberry, sex was pure frustration. You like that? Guys would ask from between my legs. Keep going. I'd instruct as clueless boys, friends rubbed everywhere but my clitoris. If he isn't in the right spot, I'm like, mister, there we go. Listen, I know a lot of guys suck, but guidance is helpful, all right? Oh, oh, it's like a tractor tire just.
Turn me on, always gives me what I want. He's my white boy, yeah, my hot boy. Sabe bien lo que hay que hacer para darme todo el placer, yeah.